Hello traders, Gary Wagner here. Approximately 1 o'clock in Honolulu, 7 o'clock in New York. It is Wednesday, 21st day of July, 2021, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. We did have gold trade lower today to the tune of about $7. It is trading higher, up around 1804 now in Australia, and silver had a nice upside bounce, gaining 1.25% on the day, and is definitely a needed thing when we look at how much it has declined over the last 4 trading days. We'll talk about both gold and silver. We'll talk about our long-term strategies as well as support and resistance levels on today's show, which begins now. Traders, gold did close lower today, losing about $7.60. It is currently fixed at 1803.80. It did trade below 1800 in overseas trading last night, trading to a low of 1794.50, and that was due to some extreme dollar strength. That strength did dissipate in trading in New York. When we take a look at the current action in the US dollar, and you can certainly see that on today's candle. It did trade to an extreme high here above 93, but as you can see, it did close substantially lower on the day, losing about 0.15% and closing at 92.84. Traders, this first chart that we are looking at is a daily candlestick chart of gold. We have just opened trading in Australia. We're currently fixed up 50 cents at 1803.90, and we haven't seen it tick up a little bit further. This small line here represents the open in Australia. But what is most significant to me is the strong level of support, which comes in right around $1,795, which on a technical basis has two very, very strong indicators showing this level of support. The first one is the 23.6% retracement. Realize this is a small data set that we're using of the decline that began at around 1920 and concluded at 1750 at the end of last month, as well as the 100-day moving average, which is currently fixed at 1793. The low that we saw today, as well as the low on Monday and last week here, all touched that point, but we have remained above that significantly, even though today resulted in a lower low and a lower high than the previous day. I still feel strongly that this market is consolidating and forming a base, and as long as this particular price point holds, which is current support, I believe we will eventually see the market move higher. It first needs to break back above 1815, and then our next target is going to be 1835, which brings us to our long-term view of gold. And as we've spoken about over the last couple of weeks, following this decline, and we are labeling this as a wave 4 decline following the strong wave 3 that came in, then what we would be looking at is intermediate waves, wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 should definitely take us to a higher high. And if that is the case, in terms of where this particular market could move to on a wave 3, that is the speculation that we have been looking at. And that comes in quite high, because all we are really doing is doing a 1.618 extension of this move here, in which gold went from approximately 1650 up to 1900. That means that if we just simply see this wave extend, which is a logical charting technique that we use for Elliott wave, 1.618% extension, that would take us to a new all-time high. However, it was silver that actually showed significant gains, gaining 31 cents in trading today, with September futures currently fixed at $25.30.5. That's a 1.25% rise. It might have tentatively found support and begin to move higher. Silver is now open for trading overseas, trading in Australia. As you can see by this small candle here, it is up near the highs at 25.34.5 cents. That's a net gain of about 9 cents when compared to the close of New York. And if you recall from yesterday's show, we talked about what a free fall silver had been, and we had this series of consecutive lower lows, large bodies, but we also talked about a potential level of support, and that level of support was based upon the lows that occurred back in April. And what I am referring to are these lows that came in right here. And as you can see, we came close to, but not touching upon that particular low. If we see any carry through, and the fact that we're back above 2511, which is a significant number for us, our target then becomes the 200-day moving average, which sits above $26 per ounce. In other words, if we get a follow through today in trading overseas, I will get bullish on silver, believing that it could come back and test this recent congestion area at least. And that would be a significant move for silver. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for the next daily update and review. Bye-bye.